Hello, my name is Lowell, pronouns he, him, and we are playing the Veil Iterations, which is a version of the Veil, which is a PbtA game, cyberpunk game. We've made some adjustments and changes. I'm assuming you've watched some of the previous ones, so I don't need to go too much further into this. I have written up some stuff on this. You can find that on the blog at the website at ageofravensgames.com. You can check that out there. I wrote up some things about how we're doing the debts and all of that stuff in there. And eventually in the future, I'll have some more things as this playtest rolls along. Last time, we had some spectacular failures coached by the dice that rolled into things that caused events, and things rolled forward. We've got a few things that are on the list as wishes from the players, but I want to go through today and check in with everybody about entanglements and about advances and see what people are thinking and where they're at. So I believe I'm back to starting with Gabriel Thrawn. Gabriel, it looks like you're okay on your states. Nothing massively close to being spiked.
Nope.
And so that looks good. What are you thinking? Are you still good with the entanglements questions, those kinds of things? Or do you want to make any changes to that? And have you gotten in advance?
I have not gotten in advance. I'm one away. And I am still quite happy with all of my little questiony bits.
Okay, excellent. And where's your, do you have a debt clock we're running right now?
I do not.
You're at 0.4. You're fine. I know what I need to hit you with then. There we go. Okay. All right. Riddle Blue. Wow, I don't think I've ever seen that particular alignment of ticks. For those of you at home, there's 4 in mad, 4 in sad, and 4 in fear, which are all on one side of the equation, and they are all filled up, all running so close to spiked. The only thing that came close to this is Patrick, in the last Veil game that we played, managed to figure out how to multi-spike such that he had 3 emotions spiked at the same time.
It was fun times.
It was an interaction of a couple of moves that I was like, oh yeah, I guess that does mean you have all of those emotions spiked simultaneously.
Take that, mechanics.
Yes. You have a couple of advances that you're sitting on, or at least one right now, right?
Yeah, I
Okay.
have one that I need to spend.
And are you good with this set of questions?
We
talked about
rewrite.
Yeah, about the
I
Genji.
still want to rewrite my
yeah.
entanglement. I still want it to be something around Genji, but I'm still like figuring out what that is.
All right. What? Like, you've had an interesting set of interactions with him. Is Genji a friend? Is he a mentor? Is he somebody that you want respect from?
I think he's closer to a mentor than a friend.
Okay. And yet you've kind of taken advantage of him.
Yeah, it's not a perfect relationship.
No. So that's the interesting thing, is to think about like who is the third axis in that? Is it another one of the PCs? Is it an NPC? Is it your subconscious? What is the axis there, that the third person that interferes with that relationship? Or if the relationship is might not be great, maybe they're trying to fix the relationship but not having success. But think about that.
Okay.
Marley, let's come to you. Little bit of anger coming close to being spiked up there.
Well, I did get stabbed multiple times in the last 2 sessions.
that you
kind
did.
Of annoyed about it.
And Are you good with your questions?
I was gonna rewrite entanglement, and then I have not done that.
Yeah, I thought.
Maybe it'll occur to me what to put there before the end of the session, hopefully.
Sure. Think about that. Did you get an advance?
No, I got
Okay.
an advance before last session.
Okay. And then that brings us, last but not least, to Heller 10.
Hey.
You look like you're good on your stats.
Yeah.
Did you get an advance last time?
Was it last time? The time before. I think
Okay.
it was the time before.
Okay. Are you still good with your questions?
Let's see. Yeah. So you mean my entanglements and drives and questions?
Yeah.
What is the life that I'm trying to preserve? I think that's a pretty useful one.
Okay.
Replace the disease with cybernetics is in fact what I should be concentrating on doing a little more. And I still got to figure out why Marley might be a fallback for revision and I.
Okay.
I don't understand. Just seems like a nice person.
Need to come up with a term to cover that, like that set of things, the entanglement, drive, and question, like a word that describes what those are. I don't know if keys or something like that might be the way to put it, but just think about it. So there were a number of things that were on the stars and wishes from last time. So the biggest one that we're going to start with is I'm going to go through what you know and what you hypothesize, but primarily the things that you have sources and pieces of information from. We know that history has been greatly lost and has in part been deliberately wiped. And some of that has been banked away in the guilds. So that creates some issues. But we know that in the past, there was a tech zillionaire, a massive corporatist named Copernicus Dusk. And he was attempting to build some kind of space exploration vehicle for supposedly colonizing Mars or something. And supposedly it was destroyed. The whole project was destroyed. But there's talk, there's chatter, there's conspiracy theory that in fact it was not destroyed, and that was a cover to hide his true purpose, to vanish off and come back. The sort of theory goes that he was creating a kind of generation ship that would go out and come back to the Earth after the Earth had destroyed itself, to terraform and repopulate and return triumphantly, having escaped the devastation. So that's the conspiracy theory. Let's cut forward. That gets put on the shelf. Let's cut forward. At some point, a few years ago, a company that the Apollonian company, I believe, is that apparently picked up some kind of signal, some kind of deep space signal, and found in it a coded set of instructions. You don't have access to the signal. You haven't seen that, so you're not sure exactly what they got. But what you've been told is that within that signal were essentially construction instructions. And from what you've been able to gather, they were construction instructions for what you've come to call the Dollbots. and for this strange, very souped up hyper processor cyber brain. And apparently the company built these, and then somehow those cyber brains were populated. And what happened next in terms of the timetable is unclear. Whether the burying of the building underwater was deliberate or not deliberate, or was a corporate action or not. But regardless, the guy that you talked to, clearly that was a relief, because some of the people on the project were afraid that this was an alien invasion. When you went to the place, you encountered these doll bots with these cyber brains. And when you met them and interacted with them, they had a veil presence, not unlike what Riddle does, and looked different, but also seemed to be caught in some kind of information loop, in part because they were, up until that point, only getting their information from the veil that was in that lab. That changed when there was a connection made to the outside veil. You interacted with them. They reacted weirdly to people. It was clear they were confused and so on. But finally, at least one of them you saw when Marley was talking to them, actually the sort of veil image of them stepped outside, like moved outside of the dollbot body, left it behind, and vanished into the veil. So we know that there are these veil people that were from the dollbots, possibly created by this signal, possibly created by the processor that's in the cyber brain. It's unclear, but they're clearly connected, and they're able to move out into the veil. Now, what do they want? We're not sure yet. We don't know, but certainly Dokuchi believes that like his implication were that they are forward soldiers for some kind of terraforming project for the Earth. That's at least his implication, or at the very least that they don't mean any good. And you, during your encounter at the hospital, were able to realize that these veil figures, the things that came out of these cyber brains, actually have some kind of weird substantive form in the veil, like what your friend Null has, like what Mr. Byte has, and are able to move through the veil, but also have a corporal existence. Why were they at the hospital? Well, that's a kind of a side tangent. One of the things that you found out was, this is last time, you discovered that one of the scientists who had worked on the whole Dollbot project had joined up with a Quickie Med, or I can't remember, or MedQuick. And it's clear that he took at least part of that technology to create Dollbot EMTs. You're guessing because they're highly resilient. They can go into places that are higher temperatures or worse conditions than other people. They're not subject to biological infections or things like that. And if you build, the right MODI or personality overlay in them, they become the equivalent of a kind of a replicant at that point. That's, I think, the big picture right now. You suspect that those VR people were there, maybe trying to make use of those dollbot bodies, but you're not sure. But that was your suspicion, and I think a reasonable one to make. Does that feel like that kind of puts a little bit of context there, regardless of it being overly fucking complicated, lol? Yes, I will put the explicit tag in the video description. Thank you. Any questions? Is there anything I really like massively I left out that is not kind of explained yet? Okay.
So,
yes.
What have we found out again about that cyber brain design? You talked about the personalities that have been floating in and out of the doll bots.
Yeah. So what you found out last time is that cyber brain is unusual. The one that was put into the original doll bots, they may not be in these new doll bots, but were in the original doll bots, were some kind of black box machine that could have took a different signal, beamed down into it, and created, was the engine probably to create these beings, to create these VR life forms.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like some kind of weird enigma machine that another signal came down and clearly created that.
Okay.
And that's a piece of tech you do have, and that was part of what you were kind of interacting with that room when it went purple. So let's start then. Do we want to talk with the group as a whole here to start, Gabriel? You seem to be let's come back. We're back in the apartment. The sound of the soda stream getting charged up in the background. A modest spread by Gabriel standards, but probably still a feast by some of your standards laid out there. Hey, Riddle, how do you eat? Like you've got that full enclosed suit, it looks like to me. Do you have like a straw, or do you pull the mask up, or what?
Oh, I have nutrient and protein feeder packs that make different combinations to stimulate different taste buds at the right time. But no, mostly it's a matter recycler at the front of my mask.
So do people see you eating?
Yeah.
Okay. So you've built a sophisticated illusion of eating these fine comestibles, but in fact they get turned into MREs.
That whole process was easier than having this conversation at every new social gathering.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And Riddle, we're going to assume that this happened. Like you've talked to Genji, you got that information from last time, and you've returned back from there to share that. But we can cut back to you talking with Genji again. But let's.
Okay.
So Gabriel, I'm going to start with you.
Well, friends, we have quite a lot on our plate. Any suggestions for where we move forward?
Well, what do we want to have happen? I mean, you got to define that.
I'll be honest, I have so much that I need to be doing, and the worries of a great invasion aren't exactly a part of it. Riddle,
So
I
you
know
got to
that
delegate, right?
yes. Riddle, I know that you have this information that you were able to procure to perhaps build a brain simulation. Can I help facilitate you doing that, or is there something you need?
I sort of have it as much as it's going to be. I'm. It might not be a full brain. It might be that part of that translation matrix. I'm not sure, but I don't know. Without more input, there's not a lot more to be done with it.
We are aware of the hospital as a place that has these beings in it. I don't know if there is something. Heller, do you see that as an option for us to further explore that area? If not, I don't see another location that we know of.
Well, it makes sense that any of these intelligences that have made it out into the veil would be trying to get a Dalbot body to give themselves the full range of capabilities.
If that's the only place we know these doll bodies reside, we could keep some sort of observation on it.
Well, you could also contact the scientists who had them made and tell them that the lab intelligences are trying to take over his doll box. He might have some way to close that down. He probably
know
knows
who
more
that
about it than we
is?
do. Yeah. Didn't we get the dossier on the guy who moved?
Yeah, I think we put the name in last time.
Yeah, it was like a picture too. Look, pull it up.
Isn't that Zoggy Tingzer?
Was it Zoggy Tingzer or was it?
I think it's Zoggy Tingzer.
Okay.
Do we have any leads on where they are?
Let's see.
They work for MedQuick.
Oh, okay. I mean, I could make a few calls, see if I could locate somewhere that they're working out of, or be able to get in contact with them.
Sure.
If you'll excuse me, and I will move over. And I don't know, Lowell, what would is this like a lift the veil or?
Yeah, so I actually think that if we look at the basic moves here, you're trying to get access to someone. And given that they're part of essentially a guild structure like your own, I suspect that's sway to pull that. You can, like, finding out where they are and finding those channels, that's something that's a little bit easy. The question is, can you get somebody to get you in there?
All righty.
Yeah. Now, mind you, you could spend capital to do it, like, no problem. But if you want to, don't want to spend your money on that, you could just do sway.
By the way, am I due a quarterly here soon?
Yeah, we can do the quarterly whenever you want. Do you want to do that first?
Yeah, let's do that first.
Okay, let's do that, and then we're going to go around and check with other people and have them do a move.
Sounds excellent.
Okay. So how much do you want to risk?
I'm risking it all.
Absolutely. You should always do that, given the way the roller works.
Oh, I don't know if I should always do that, but no guts, no glory this time around. I hate to go to my big one, but I feel like I'm in a good position at the moment. I've got lots of things going my way. This feels like a power.
Okay. Mark power, take one off of fear.
Yeah. Boop. Boop. And I'm a roller. That's 4. That's 6. I don't suppose anybody has a means to help me. Let's see. You use bonds to help, don't you?
Other people can use the bonds they have with you to help you.
Somebody got a means of helping me?
I do.
I have a bond. Yeah, I just don't. Oh.
Yeah. How would they help you with your corporate like getting of a job?
Well, both Marley and Heller could help because I kind of have discovered new talent I'm trying to pull in, and they are closely associated with them.
Okay, that seems reasonable. If one of them,
Sure.
oh, sorry, I apologize. My I hit a power thing and my screen went off. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently I turned my screens off simultaneously in a
Oops.
way I've never done before. I have no idea how that occurred.
Cool.
I'm
Heller, you
fidgety
think-
because of this new chair, and so I my feet are going weird places, I think.
I can help.
Okay.
With the chair? No. All right,
No.
let's have you spend that bond.
I spent it.
Okay, so now we're at a 7. What is a 7 on the quarterly?
7, the board demands your attention. Take a mandatory contract to gain capital invested +1 once completed, or lose the capital invested.
Okay, let's look at the mandatory contracts here. Well, let's see now. What does it say on the move? Does it say? It says take a mandatory contract. So what kind of mandatory contract would you like to put on the table here, Tyler?
Ooh, well, let's see.
Do you have one that someone who was just sort of relaxing and taking it easy and healing could do?
How about getting information? That seems like a nice one, and something that I'm supposed to be good at despite my roles.
Mm-hmm. The board, one of the people, and in fact, we've got some NPCs. So let's call back to Anger Nene.
Mm-hmm.
We'll come
My
back
friend.
to, we'll say, you've been working on this musical side of things.
Yes, that's generally been my my purview.
You are aware of the war that's going on behind the scenes?
Yes, as we discussed before, I rather inadvertently stumbled upon it.
We believe that there is the possibility of defection for a major let's just call them a sound engineer from the Xanadu Guild.
Do they roller skate everywhere?
And we believe that this has been arranged with the A39 Guild.
Mm.
So we're not party to this, but we'd like to be. So we need to find out who is getting extracted, maybe find out about like when that's going on. You don't have to do anything about it. We just need the info so that we can put people in place dependent, like, and once we make it a decision about how we wish to handle it, whether we wish to try and extract them ourselves or eliminate them or whatnot, or put a doppelganger in place or something. But there are a lot of options that we have, but we don't have enough information now.
I will look into it and report back as swiftly as possible.
Take your time. I want you to understand that this information that we got about this came from a confidential source.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important that people not get wind of this. not only because it'll expose this, maybe others would want to interfere, but it could also compromise our source.
I see.
Okay.
Discretion will be my middle name.
Your keystone, as it were. Okay.
As
good.
it were, yes.
Good. Riddle, let's come to you. Kind of Thrawn has gone off to do some of his corporate stuff to get prepared for this next stage. What do you want to do?
I am curious to flash back to the scene with Genji.
Yeah.
Because we had ended like as he was going to take me off to see what had become of the purple room or what was going on there.
So let's cut to that. He says, Tokuchi has not yet come to fix the room.
Yes, but I left pretty quickly on the day that it happened. I haven't actually been back inside the ground since.
Knowing what you know about what it could be, are you certain that you want to go in there?
You seem to think that something interesting was happening.
No, I said that something was happening and that it's likely related to you yourself, given what we know about this thing now. Because you would have been the gross matter put into the machine to produce something refined and different. There is another you in there.
That's the part that I've mostly been afraid of.
And
I'm still afraid.
well, I will leave you here and you can decide what you wish to do.
And he'll take a very slow first step and then move forward towards the door to open it.
Okay. And you'll open it up, and again, it is purple.
He raises an arm to shade against the purple.
But I think the other thing is that even through your environmental suit here, it feels like you can feel the slight warmth, kind of like, is it damp or humidity, something that's being projected by the room itself? Like you can feel it on your skin. And it's a very fleshy room.
That's unpleasant. Hello?
And I certainly think you will see sort of emerge from the black, dark purple. It's not mixed rabbit, because mixed rabbit is black with that white carnation, but this figure is purple. Looks like him, has that form, but it is a purple that's very hard to see against the purple of the room. It's perhaps just the pink of the carnation that they have on that maybe gives it away a little bit.
Hello? Can you hear me? Well, you can probably hear me.
It just kind of starts moving sort of sideways, circling around to your peripheral vision.
That was a joke about ears, large ears. So, I really like what you've done with the humidity.
And it starts walking towards you.
Can I help you with something?
It reaches its hand out towards you.
Okay.
And it puts its hand on your arm. And you will feel wet, sweaty hand on your wet, sweaty, bare arm. And it kind of drags it down along it. Can I please have you roll inner conflict?
Oh, I don't like that. That's very, I don't like that. Well, it's probably not one of those three, is it? Oh, this is probably sad. This is guilty. Like he's imagining everyone else. Oh, and poor Genji and anybody else who's like worked at they've come in here and they've felt that all over them, like something licking them, and it's out of my brain. I don't like this. So that'll spike out sad.
Okay.
Do I roll it normal before that happens?
Yes, you do.
Okay. That is an 8.
So 8. So when we look at that move on an 8 on inner conflict, choose what obviously withdraw from the scene, lose one of your form of potential, or overreact to make the situation worse. Because you've spiked it out, you can't make that choice.
I'm tempted to run away, but I did that already. That's how we got here.
Right.
And honestly, I'm sort of interested to see what might happen if it stole a point of imagination, like it being a reflection of me, what that would do to it. So let's go with that.
It says, as it puts its hands on your shoulder and it keeps touching you, it says, if you let me out, I will help you make what you want. I know what it is you want. I can see it. I can visualize it. You've given it to me. You want a suit so that this will never happen again, so that no one will ever touch you again. I can help you with that.
Please, just step back a little bit.
Lifts its hands.
If you leave here, it won't be here soon. This place is going away.
Then that's perfect. You should let me out before that happens. You wouldn't want to kill me, would you?
You're just one part of many. But
I'm not sure what that has to do with anything.
Well, most of them don't talk this much.
I am as you made me.
And what is that?
I don't know. But let me out so I can find out.
And you'll what? Just wander digital streets? What are you going to do? Where are you going to go?
I don't know.
But aren't you worried about any of this?
Don't you want that suit?
Look, it's just I feel responsible for what happened here, he says, waving around, not saying what he did.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't think you should be worrying about me. I'm more worried about you.
well, that's a weird thing to say, but I am worried about the fact that you're worried about things. That's weird.
Why is that weird?
Well, I mean, there's too much of you.
Steps a little bit closer, right up in that personal space. You can feel the body warmth off of them. I don't understand what you mean by that.
But you want to.
Want to
Understand?
Oh, I don't need to understand. I just need to do.
You should want to understand.
Well, then I'll keep that in mind. But first, you have to let me out. I'm your genie in a bottle.
Don't you dare start doing any dances. Look, if I let you out, you have to promise to come back so that we can meet up again.
Oh, I can promise that.
At least once a week?
Well, I don't know about timetables, but I can promise you I'll be back. I have to give you the information you want. I have to show you what it is you need to fill that hole in your heart.
First thing you should learn about is calendars. Once a week. You can go where you want, but come back.
I think that seems fair.
You should leave soon. I don't know when that asshole's going to show up here.
All you have to do is let me out. Will you release me?
He'll go over to the door and push it open with a sigh. Fine, go ahead.
Thank you. And he flies down your throat. And you can feel him kind of swallowed in there.
Choking and gagging and unpleasantness.
It's like a fly, like a fly flew in your mouth and you kind of swallowed it. Marley, let's come to you. What are you up to?
I think so I want to. I think I'll talk to Zephyr.
You made a destroyer machine last time.
I did, yes, and it's I'm sure not destroying anything right now. That's totally fine, I'm sure.
It is a little steam shovel that could.
Never runs out of fuel.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see. Do I want to talk to Marley or Aura? I think or not. I am Marley. I want to talk to Zephyr, I think.
Okay. Zephyr
I have questions.
is there. He will see you, and he's like, so Has he talked to my manager? We all like we got that all worked out?
It's not completely worked out, I don't think.
Okay, but he's gonna
Actually,
work it out, right?
I think I'm right about that out of character.
Right, Gabriel, you haven't yet quite got the contract stuff figured out. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, I can do this, but I don't want to do too much because, like, I could get in big
Right.
trouble, you know?
I mean, look, Gabriel is loaded, and I think he could probably work something out. There's also been a lot of things going on, so I don't think it's that he's lost interest or anything like that. I think he just hasn't had a chance.
Sweetie, uh, like I've seen loaded. Gabriel's in a good place. He's not loaded.
There are richer people than him, yeah, but like, I think he can take care of it.
Rich people that I know, the loaded people, would not have come and saved me from the kidnapping. That's where the like I lean that way. Like that raises him up in my estimation like big time, because rich people would have let me die, and then they would have stripped
Okay.
my implants and like issued posthumous records from like half remembered phrases in my stuff.
Yeah, you definitely, I think, should get on board here with Gabriel. He's much more concerned about people who work for him and much less likely to kill you for your implants.
And he will. Zephyr does stop and he goes, like, I know you dig him too, like, and I don't want to like naysay or second guess you, but he's a corp. Like,
Yeah, yes.
I'm sure that he puts on a good act about doing things, and certainly he carries through. Like he helped me out and stuff, but like you got to be careful around those guys.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you're gonna have a boss, have a good boss.
Okay.
He's a good boss.
I get it. Um. So, are you a weirdling now, or
I have no idea. That's what I wanted. You at least have heard of people, or have you seen someone do it?
there were people who did strange things at the at the homeland?
Yeah, but I mean, I never did when I was there. I didn't until I came here. I thought it was I thought it was a glitch with, not, what is it we have? It's not Cyberbrain, because Cyberbrain is what?
The veil?
Yeah, what is it we have that's
Oh, oh God.
neurochip? That's it.
Yeah, the neurochip. Thank you.
Yeah, so I thought it was just that, like, my neurochip was, they did something wrong.
Well, I don't know. I was always told that what the weirdlings could do, like either they could do it because they were broken, or they became broken because they could do it.
So I guess maybe it is the bad neurochip. Maybe that I put me far enough broken to. I don't know.
Okay.
I wish I did know. So there's another thing. Have you run into anybody else here from the homeland?
No, that I mean, people who were like from the other closer swamp settlements. I've seen some of them. but not from the deep swamp.
Yeah, there's somebody here who can do, well, things like that, but worse. And they're using them. The way they're using them, it's not good.
Like how are they using them?
Kill people.
Oh, yeah, that's not
I said
cool.
it wasn't good.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's top drawer, not good.
yeah, yeah, and I don't know who they are or why they're doing it or anything, but
Well,
something that only.
there is a like little uh little Okefenokee that where I know some of the people from have left from the fringes have come to settle. A lot of them are people who are now working on like managing the water and the swamp pouring and stuff. Maybe they would know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, that's a good. I'll ask them. Yeah, they might be. They might know this person, or
Yeah.
that person might be one of them. I don't know.
And like you still have a bit of the swamp on you, no offense. So they might be more
Yeah.
willing to talk to you than they would be to talk to me.
You've transformed.
Oh, thank you.
You're completely a city boy now. Good for you. Sometimes I wish I could.
And then there's a pause. He goes, "Is that blood on you?"
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So that thing I can do doesn't always. I don't always end up in a good place. Sometimes I end up in somewhere that just gets me hurt worse. So still working on it.
I think we're going to cut there. Heller, let's come to you.
All right. And I think sort of as a contrast to Marley and Zephyr's conversation, I'll be talking to my sister, Temple, and we're very comfortable with each other and laughing and stuff. And I'm like, okay, are you ready to try these earphones out?
Now, you sure they're like you said this is some sort of prototype?
Yeah. But it's not like it's going into you. It's just something you're wearing. Okay.
Okay.
So if you really hate it, you can take it off.
Okay.
What I want you to do is put it on, listen to yourself singing stuff that we recorded.
Okay.
Because we recorded it and we've got some extra edges to the tracks.
Okay. Well, let you give me these and let me play around with them for a while.
Okay.
And she will take those to go and work on that.
Yeah, I'm kind of gonna like, but I just want to see what you think when you try.
And I think you'll definitely see that her initial reaction. I mean, because this is what she does. She listens to things.
Mm-hmm.
Thing that you see her kind of stop and she's clearly trying to process it. And she stops the playback, and then she continues it again, and then she stops, and she goes, "What the fuck is that?"
It's like, you know how there's the colors and we can only see part of them. we know there's other ranges, same with hearing. There's those sound ranges on the top and the bottom that we don't hear so well. They say dogs hear some of them. I'm sure there's other things that just rattle through the earth that things can hear more than feel.
Yeah. And she'll actually kind of unplug it from her neurochip, because these aren't things that you just wear like headphones. You actually have to plug them in.
Yeah, exactly.
And she's like, I'm gonna need to sit down for a bit.
Yep. But I was thinking, if there was anyone who could figure out how to harmonize, it would be you.
I don't even know how to make those sounds. Like,
You were
that's the
making
first
them.
thing. Like,
That's the thing. That was just you singing.
but it wasn't. I mean, there's a range there that's outside. I mean, how do you even start to? And I just get I got to think about this.
If you can get used to hearing it, then you can start singing and hearing it as you're doing it, and you can get control over it, right? Isn't that how you learn how to sing?
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a new instrument, but it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, this changes a lot of stuff.
Everything.
And it doesn't have any negative effects, right? She
No.
asks a question that has not been asked or answered yet.
And he stops and he goes, I know that if the equipment isn't set up right, it can set up, how do you say, a set of things that you don't recognize as sound, or things that they're distracting or bothersome. So it is a thing where you've got to be careful with the setup.
Okay. And she takes your word on that's the only possible drawback.
At this point, that's all I know about.
Exactly.
And I think I'll stop and I'll go, but we'll look into it, okay?
That seems fair. And I think we could probably see you, as you go back out into the apartment. There's lots of things that are in like the little hotel sealed packets and things, all of that around, cracker packets and things that you can easily tuck away for a rainy day.
Yeah, it's the thing is that I do that, and I picked up like all the, like, I've gotten all, like, we've ordered all the pieces and parts that we needed to make these things.
Mm-hmm.
So I take all the extra bits, like things that, when you go to buy the pieces, there's like three
Right.
of them and that kind of stuff. And now there's only one, and they have like, sample things and stuff like that. I take all of that stuff.
Okay. And keep in mind, like, you've got the stuff to build a prototype, because this stuff is pricey.
Yep.
That's kind of been established. To actually get more of these, you're going to need some serious capital investment to and people backing to make like a larger number.
Okay, that sounds reasonable. I know nothing about that, but I'm
Okay.
sure Gabriel does. So I'll just go, we made the one super pricey. If you want more, you're gonna need, like corp level money, whatever that's called. You got a word for it.
Mad money.
Yeah, mad money. Madman money. So yeah, I think that's kind of what it is. I would like to do, I have to at some point do a thing where I actually I want to replace Marley's ear that I took.
Okay.
Just haven't done that yet.
Well, let's do that as a start move when we come back from our break, just to
Sounds
kind of get that out of the way. And so let's take 10 and we'll come back. Okay.
Good.
So let's see. Essentially, you want to replace the ear there.
We're taking it out and had to give it back, but we learned a lot from it. We have the prototype. I figured that it actually would probably be pretty easy to just make one in the same, like in standard
Yeah.
range of hearing.
I will say this. I think that this is something that you can do because Marley lost this year as a result of a move, and I think that we've had enough time to replace that we should definitely say that it can be done without a roll.
Okay, then this is my thing though. The whole thing is that Heller is going to tell Marley that it's going to take some time and that they're going to have to like stay in bed while they put it in, and then for like 4 hours later, so they don't lose their balance, you try to get them to actually get some sleep and let the bleeding stop. It's not true, but I'm going to say it.
Yeah, Riddle, Marley, did you take I think there was med stuff applied last time, wasn't there?
That's the only reason they're not dead.
Riddle did. But
Here's the thing. You can spend the cred and have it fixed, or you can take the bed rest and essentially take the time and rest and recover and clear that wound.
I kind of like this character interaction, so I think I'm actually going to go with it.
Okay. So in that case, you will get the ear, and Marley, you're kind of forced to stay in bed and recover so you can clear all that harm.
Yay.
Riddle?
Yes.
Do you rest?
Yeah, I think he's very concussed and stressed out and tired and has had a rough day. And a lot of people have said very confusing and ominous things at and about him and around him and near him, and just
So
sleep.
What does that look like? Like when you actually like physically crash pad down, what do we see on screen?
I think as he like makes it back to his apartment, inside the whole thing is just like this sort of initially overwhelming wave of everything is that like moving video GIF where everything has texture and motion and life and animation to it, all the surfaces, all the textures, all the lighting in the apartment. And he like stumbles towards bedroom, and as he hits the wall switch that like turns down the lighting in the room, which really just like changes the color, because it's all still made out of lighting, but it also like changes his personal animation to where he has like a full suit of like LED pajamas on, and he lays down in the bed, and there's this sort of like splashing wave that goes through the room, but as he quiets and like as he slips into actual sleep, it starts with him like the animation around him starts to dim and then blink and go out until this like rolling darkness spreads out from him as the entire apartment actually goes into a like power down sleep mode while he's sleeping.
Nice. And I imagine that the anticoagulants and the anti-concussion stuff finally kick in at that point and put you deep out. Gabriel, you've set up the job that you have to do. You know what's on the table, but you also have some other things you want to work on. So,
right. The team.
And you're uninjured.
Oh, of course. Yes, I do. Getting into danger, but no. I'm feeling pretty good. I slept great last night. So I didn't hear, but maybe my ears burned the sweet things that were said by my crewmates and Marley talking about me being a good boss. Maybe I got to do something to help out what the team's wanting to find out. So I need to get the information about this quickie med doctor.
Okay.
Um,
So that's going to
what
be.
do I know about them at this point? I know we kind of went over some things before, but
You know
what is the
that they
bullet points of them?
are a senior undefined research person, like one of those people who's kind of high up that corporations, guilds don't let other people from guilds talk to people like this normally.
Mhm.
And they keep them isolated and in their little arco places and things. But you have a name, you have their background, you know what they're about.
Okay. And I know the Corp. Is
You know
it
the guild, yes.
the guild is not the quickie med though? It
Oh no, the guild is it's Quickie Med is a portion of
right,
a
subsidiary of
yeah of a essentially a the equivalent of a Blue Cross Blue Shield guild.
So they're a bio
Yeah.
guild.
They
Okay.
work in healthcare, medicine, biotech, gambling, that kind of stuff.
Okay. I'm wanting then, using my influence, which comes for free, thank goodness I have that. That is one of my basic things.
Mm-hmm.
I am wanting to try and use my channels to, I'd like a brief word with,
Yeah.
that's sort of the
Absolutely.
lead in.
I think you with that influence, you can get on the channels to be able to talk to people, to get that pull. There's a sway role, I think, still here to get the access.
Okay. And I'm putting a cover story that is pretty innocuous. Something purely, very simple, but this person I've heard good things about. Can I just get a moment of their time? And I'm rolling sway with, I think I'm gonna go with this is for the crew. How I'm feeling about doing it. I think I'm probably feeling, it's probably irritation. I'm probably bad. I mean, I don't see anything else that quite hits this spot. So I'll do mad. Oh, I would like, let's see if this, if I could bring in this gear.
Yeah.
Primarily, I want to bring in my ears because they have the, pardon me, they have the audio isolating and decrypting.
Yeah.
With the hope that if I can get, moving closer in, I could try and pick up little signals.
Yeah, I think we've got
figure out a location.
Got them. Yeah, it's less about that because you're trying to actually get people to give you access. So I think it's as much as like picking up stuff, people talking and figuring out who to go to next and that kind of thing. But yeah, absolutely, go ahead and mark that.
Okay, cool.
So it'll give you an additional +1 forward.
All right, rolling. Come on, dice roller, like me a little bit. There's a 13.
There is a 13. So you will talk with somebody from Black Crescent. That's the guild. And they will be willing to do this.
Mhm.
But I think it's gonna put 2 ticks on your debt clock.
Yeah, that's reasonable. That's
Yeah,
the sort of thing that
like there's some
happens.
favors owed that you put out there,
All
and
right.
essentially they will get you a place that is a relatively, it's still under the Black Crescent flag, but essentially set up, a meeting with this person. And I think we kind of cut to that, where you've arrived, you've dressed nicely, and
Oh, can I bring Heller with me? If we're gonna actually meet with someone, are they too tight for that?
I think, like, I don't know. You were talking about meeting with this guy. How do you want to play Heller off? Because Heller does not look like an executive or a bodyguard or anything
Doesn't
like
really
that.
look like a bodyguard, do they?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I might could try and squeeze Riddle as a.
Mind you, keep in mind that with the veil, you can loop them in on the conversation. They don't have to be present.
That's true. Okay. Yeah. All right. Then, so yes, I will make sure everyone knows once everyone's conscious again from their good sleep, hopefully feeling more healthy. I've gotten the meeting. I will be sending a stream. It's encrypted. It's tight. But be careful all the same. You never know how good their tech is. But all of you, here we go.
And you will see Zoggy Tingzer comes into this meeting room. They clearly had some work done, to look certainly more useful than they are. They come in, they definitely have a puzzled look on their face.
Oh, so nice to meet you. Thank you. Gabriel.
You will forgive me? I was told that I need to take this meeting, but I was not informed as to the nature or agenda for this, so you will forgive me. I have not prepared anything, and I am unclear about why I'm here.
This will be, since I have everybody connected, purely in meta. What am I supposed to get out of this person? I was hoping, really just worried we might get a location. I'm sort of psyched that I'm actually getting in their presence.
I think that you could say word on this, say, I've gotten word and I don't completely understand this, but that the intelligence from the flooded lab is sniffing around your constructs.
So we think lay it out. Just lay out what we.
That's the person who can tie those down more than we can. Anyone can keep those Dalbots safe from these intelligences. It's going to be them.
Everybody else agree that's the approach? I mean, Riddle, you've got the intelligence in a program somewhere.
And you should act like you don't understand what the message means.
Yeah, spin I can handle. Yes, Patrick?
I was going to say, I don't have one of the intelligences, just an outline of it, a model of it, an emulation of it.
Okay. All right. Bethany or Marley, this seems our best line.
Yeah, it does.
All right then. Then I will kind of coming in. You see, I had some information that's hit me that's rather unusual, and I'm gonna lay down some breadcrumbs of the Dalbots, the message coming from extraplanetary sources. That now that's obviously going to put a target if there's something bad, because I'm laying out that I know what's going on.
Let's have you.
You can make it that you're just saying that it's a message you're repeating, but that's cool.
We'll get to the like how it looks. Let's have you roll assess.
All right.
I think part of this is you reading this person as this is going on.
All righty. Just check something if I have a.
Yeah, don't you have
Listen.
something as a bonus for assess? I can't remember.
Yeah, I was checking to see that. I don't know if I can. No, I don't think I have it going on. I didn't introduce this character.
Okay.
So yeah, I think and we haven't really strategized this up. So all right. So I'm doing an assess. I still think I'm. God, it's hard to figure where's the wheel. Let me check to see how I'm feeling here. Okay, that's fear. So yeah, I suppose it's fear because I am confused.
Okay.
I'm coming in with confusion, so it's fear. I drop power. I have something I could use. Ooh, since I am talking with everybody, I'll bring in my interface, which is encrypted and intercepting.
Absolutely.
All right. So, rolling +1. That's a 4.
That is a 4. They are stone-faced, no reaction during this. It's one of those things where quickly you realize that, and you've seen this before, most corps don't use this because it's a real dead giveaway. But there are like MODI programs that completely mask your tells or your facial recognition or anything like that. And they've clearly got one of those running. So they're clearly hiding something. I think that the cost here for you, the soft move is, I'm going to put another tick on your debt clock, because I think that this takes longer than you would like. And you'd kind of said, I just need 15 minutes, 20 minutes with them, that kind of thing. And you're kind of pushing that envelope. What is it you want from them, Tyler? Like, what is it you want? Do you want them to tell you? Do you want them to answer? Do you want them to point you to the next thing? Do you want them to confirm your information? Like, what is it that you want, Gabriel? I mean, you're skilled enough manipulator to work it.
I guess I want the next step on the ladder. I guess that's the safest bet.
Sure.
For what's going to help me.
Let's have you roll sway.
All right. I'm going with. I think I'm pissed off that I'll go with mad here.
Yeah, I think
I can
this
see
guy, this person is definitely concealing, and that kind of that stone face, and this is such a chump move.
That'll give me an 8.
What is your agenda here, Mr. Thrawn? It's the first thing. They want to know what your full agenda is. And you will realize that they have kind of turned on the black box meeting room to keep from outside surveillance and things like that.
They've tried to white noise us.
Yeah, so that even their people can't hear what's going on. What is your full agenda, Mr. Thrawn?
Honestly, I'm concerned that this could be dangerous. In our world, I know it is unusual, but I'm actually concerned for things more than myself and the company. I'm afraid that this could endanger us all. I want to know more. I want to stop it if I must.
I will tell you where to go to next and who you should talk to if you really want to stop this. But there is something I need you to do for me.
And it is?
You indicated that you retrieved a dollbot from the facility.
Yes.
Bring me that dollbot, and I will tell you what I know. And it is not something small. The revealing to that they are out about, that scares the shit out of me.
So you're scared too?
Absolutely. And the situation is more dangerous because there have been some other attempts, but I will go into that when you bring me the dollbot.
Sounds like we have something, a foundation of fear to build a relationship on. I thank you for your time.
I will give you a private channel to contact me so we can arrange the drop and exchange off of standard records.
And I'm getting the impression I'm not going to get my next step till this happens.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. I'll be in touch.
Not be sharing with anyone the information that you spoke with me about until after any of our things are concluded.
Nor will I.
Fair
this
enough.
Is a off the clock.
Off the cloth, off the books, as it were.
And I will stand up and make my way out.
May I ask a question before you leave?
Yes, of course.
There was an incident at one of our hospital complexes recently. Do you know anything about that?
I may have heard something.
Is it something I should be worried about?
Did you know that there are mutagens happening with the program?
With the dollbots?
With the things that get in them.
So they're trying to get into them.
They?
Bring me the dollbot and we'll talk more.
Yes, perhaps I have more information than I thought. It is a pleasure.
The pleasure's mine. Riddle. What a nice, relaxing thing. You kind of wake up to the med alert thing that says, you know, your biological systems and biorhythms are at 96%.
Why wouldn't it just wait till I'm at 100? Let me know at 100. Let me keep sleeping till I get to 100.
You set an alarm. I am that alarm.
I don't like you very much.
Shall I snooze?
So you should self-terminate. Just blow up in a little fireworks. That was nice. That was good. Oh, wait, you're not there anymore. All right, I should get up. And I think with that sudden clarity of like you're after a stress situation, you've had some time to calm down and you've had a sleep maybe, and you wake up and you suddenly go, Oh my god. Whatever happened to those poor people that we left locked up in that basement?
That guy?
The alien conspiracy theorist?
Yeah, that guy. He's still down there with like a big box of Hellerton brand survival food.
Yeah, I want to go check on how that encryption is holding up, and if he needs a refill, is still there.
Yeah, I think we established you spent some time getting the encryption right, and you spent some time getting the food supplies right. So I think you'll go there. We're talking maybe a week and a half have passed, and he is down there. He is, when he hears somebody coming, he's like, "Oh, thank God! Oh, thank God!"
Hello, yes. Just checking in on our scheduled.
You got to hook me back up to the Veil.
Definitely,
like, I ran through everything I had downloaded 4, 5 times. I didn't store much. It's always just there in the Veil, and I've been here and I can't connect.
Okay, hold. Just
I have nothing.
Calm. No, it'll be
I hear
fine.
myself.
I understand the panic, but just give me a few minutes to run a search, make sure nothing lingering is out there hunting for you.
Anything, just like even a freeware channel, just something, please. I can't even get porn here.
Just be calm. Here, let me run a few things, and I wanna look around through the Veil and see if like anything is hunting for his ID or anything in this area or anything like that.
No, your encryption hasn't been pinged at all.
Okay, so I think the trail has gone cold.
Oh, so I can go?
You could. Do you have somewhere safe to hide from potentially intergalactic conspiracy?
Look, I can make my way. Just let me out of this fucking basement with these potato chip bags and synth granola and I mean like bio butter. I just, please.
Okay. Yeah. No. I mean, we're not.
Monsters? Are you tell? Yeah. No, you're not monsters. I didn't say you were monsters.
The door was unlocked. Could have.
No, it was locked. It was locked. I tried the door every day.
No, it just sort of, and he like wiggles it and lifts it a little. It just sticks in the jam.
So his eyes get wide, Riddle. And there is a moment they realize, oh, this guy might actually want to kill me right now.
And we will be in contact with you to get your account information for the finder's fee that we talked about. Yep, for the information that you provided, but that can come later. So you should probably just
you should leave now and let me go.
You're free. Please
yes.
Go.
Okay.
I'm not stopping. I'm just here.
I'm going right now. Goodbye.
I'm watching you go.
Walking away from you.
I enjoy this action that you're freely taking, and I'm not in any way inhibiting.
And he's gone.
Man, it smells weird down here.
Yeah.
Well, good. I should probably tell Gabriel he can have his basement back.
And there's still some food left over, since Heller essentially set supplies for a month.
Gabriel?
Yes. Riddle, yes. How are you?
Good. So I've cleared out the basement situation. You remember the basement situation that we definitely both remembered and had on our schedule to check in on?
Basement situation. I have a lot on my plate for the basement.
The guy with the aliens.
Oh, I'd completely forgotten about him.
No, that's a good thing that we set a reminder to remember about reminding him.
I thought Heller was feeding him.
There's still some food left.
Yeah, we were keeping him. Why?
As a protected information source that maybe you could submit some hours to payroll for him.
I can arrange a consultancy fee. Did he give any information? Did you go to see him?
I saw him, and I felt like he should leave very quickly. He seemed to have feelings about things.
You released him.
Again, we're not jailers. We weren't keeping him. We just told him the basement would be a safe place to stay. We weren't keeping him, were we?
Did you unlock the door when you went in?
Well, I unstuck it.
That may answer the question, but no, I suppose we weren't like kidnapping the man, for goodness sakes. Well,
good. I was worried for a minute there.
Did you put a tracker on him?
What? No.
Well, how are we going to know if he reports back to anyone or something unpleasant happens to him?
I told him we would pay him. I assume that'll be enough to get him back.
Ooh, yes, that will work. We can track him then. Thank you for letting me know. You probably should tell Heller. I imagine he was going to bring over food.
That's right. Heller was remembering. Heller was the one that we all as a group agreed would remember to take care of him.
Yes, I believe I said handle this.
That's definitely, yep, that's true. And we can both corroborate that should anyone ask these sorts of questions in the future.
Well, hopefully no one's going to be asking strange questions.
Cool, good, just, good.
When you get yourself back together, I have got some information sources. Perhaps we should meet up soon.
All right.
I suppose feel free to take to call in a car if you'd like.
Ooh. The purple one?
Yes, if you'd like.
Okay.
Click.
Let's cut to Marley as the purple car arrives. Marley, where do we see you? Do you want to? Are you heading to Little Okefenokee, or are you talking with an NPC, or are you talking with a PC? What are you doing?
I think I am going to head for Little Okefenokee, but I'm going to be smart this time, and I'm going to tell somebody where I'm going.
Who do you tell?
This is like Marley being extremely cautious. This is unprecedented. Whoever's around. Let's see who is around. Probably. I think I probably tell Heller because he has some idea of what I'm up to, where I don't think the others do. I think if I let the others know, it would be a long conversation about why do you want to go there? Well,
Okay. I just stops and goes, if you need anything, just call me, okay?
Yep, I will. It should be fine. It's just a group of people from the swamps, apparently. But it seems like every time I go looking for someone on my own, something terrible happens. So
I
I'm
noticed
being
that trend.
cautious and proactive, like you always tell me to do.
I am very pleased. So I know, wait, where is this place? Little Okie, how do you even spell that?
And I spell it out because I actually can type it, but at the top of my head, I don't know how to spell it.
Okay. Yeah, I assume like the new version of it is highly phonetic. So right.
Yeah.
No, it's probably like
Okay.
So,
Okie,
yeah.
With a
Ben,
4.
Ben, Okie. It's probably that.
There you go. Yeah.
And everyone says, yeah, it's an Indian name, native name. No one remembers.
So
Okay,
let me ask you
Funky.
this, Marley. This is an opportunity if you want, since this is kind of connected with your past, do you want to use the link move and establish an NPC?
Sure. Yeah, why not? Let me establish an NPC. Let me pull up the fantasy name generator. And I was using hippie names. Was I? Yeah. Okay, so this is the person. This is a person I don't know is here.
Okay.
But that I remember from when I still lived in the swamp. I think this is someone who like lived in sort of the next little community over.
Okay. Do you have a name?
I had one. Where is it? This is Azalea Flow.
Cool name.
The hippie name generator is good.
Perfect. Let's have you roll link then.
Cool. Okay. Wow. What would I feel about this? Is this someone I'm happy to see? Yeah, I think this is someone I'm happy to see.
Okay.
Let's go with Joy. Which is a 1. Oh, that's a 6.
That is a 6. So you can add 1 to your debt clock.
Okay.
That's the equivalent of the one obligation they have on you. And I think when you arrive, they see you and like their eyes narrow in a very particular way, and they're like, Marley. You could hit that that little scratchy sense of like something is wrong.
Hey, you made it here? I haven't seen you in years.
Yeah, I've been here in the city for a while.
How are you doing? What brought you here?
I've been there. I had someone who asked me to come and be here with them, and then they ghosted me.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry.
How's your brother? And you see her
He's
eyes
okay.
narrow.
Um, He's okay. I assume he was the person, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I am sorry to hear that. That you came all this way and you uprooted yourself.
Yeah. Yep. That's yeah. I've just been hustling here in this end of the dank woods. Sometimes I go out and help with the clearing, and sometimes there are disaster tourists that I can take around for a few extra bucks. And yeah, and then eventually like I have no creds, and I'm still running in this 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 rat race, both literally and figuratively.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you need, Marley?
Just information. And have you run into, do you know anybody else from back home that's here other than me and Zephyr? And
there are a lot of people from the swamps, but I don't know of anybody from as deep as your folk are.
yeah, there's somebody here that I don't know. I don't know that they're from the swamp. They could be from anywhere, but they're. You remember the weirdlings?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they've got something going on like them.
Oh, you're looking
I'm carefully
for
not saying that I do too.
you're looking for the weirdling guy from the swamp.
Yes, if yeah.
He doesn't come around these parts anymore. His name was Claudius Gast.
Okay.
And you could tell he was touched. And he wandered in here maybe a year ago into the, and she gestures around to what passes for a tavern here, makeshift homemade booze kind of place. It came in here. He was around for a while. He got mixed up with some folk, and people could tell, like they knew he was off, but I don't think any of them realized what he was until one night he turned a guy into jelly.
That sounds like him.
Yeah, and it just grabbed him by the wrist, and the next thing we knew, there's this big pile of bone and biomass, and he just laughed, and then he went out, and I'd heard rumors that he was around and about, that he's some kind of hitter for one of the Neo Nostra gangs, but that he's also kind of unhinged.
That explains a whole lot. None of it's good, but it does explain a whole lot.
She goes, it was weird. When he did it, like the whole room changed. Like you could see, like he must have done something to the veil, because it was like there was an overlay, like there was another place there.
What did it look like?
So kind of, I don't know, like a black tower, like a black building, like wreckage. I don't know.
Huh. Okay.
I wouldn't fuck with him. I'd stay well away from him. The weirdlings, I mean, people left them to their own devices, and usually they just stopped being around anymore.
Yeah. And I'm kind of wondering where they went when they did that.
What?
Seems like one of them came here.
Why are you looking for him?
I just I heard somebody was out there killing people with. It sounded a lot like. Well, it sounded a lot like weirdling stuff, and you know, there's not a whole lot of people from the swamp. It's something you want to check out. If yeah.
She holds out her hand. So I gave you the information you wanted?
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, I will give her a card.
Okay.
Sure.
And that's a solid chunk of money. Like that's
Yeah,
no
yeah,
kidding
uh-huh.
money. And kind of pour that out into her Palm
I'm
Pilot.
feeling very rich because now I have 2 cards.
Yeah. And she'll take that, and she'll thank you. Thank you. That means a lot.
Yeah, no worries. If you look, we should look out for each other. In spite of my brother.
Yeah, don't tell him you saw me.
No problem.
And we'll cut away from you to Hellerton.
Yeah. So
What are you up to?
Well, I was gonna make Marley's earpiece.
Well, we've already done that.
Oh, good. We did.
Yeah, it's
All
been
right.
done. Marley got to rest.
All right. It's all good.
Marley is healed up.
All right. Then, if that's all cool,
What do you
then
want to
the
do for
next thing.
yourself?
Yeah, exactly. I actually need to do something for myself. I need to do the junkware. And it would be helpful if I actually had a chance to do some scrounging.
Well, let's where do you go to scrounge?
Well, I did go around by those clubs before, and it was mostly stuff that I couldn't quite get a hold of. So I think if I go back with a little bit more in the way of something to carry things off in and a little bit different tooling, I might be able to grab something. And especially if I go during the day, I think it'll be a different crew there, so it won't be the people who saw me the night before.
That seemed perfect.
Okay.
What do you want to roll scrounge with?
Oh, that's a good question. Let's see here. How about this is kind of what I do. So power. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. It's just adding a +1. So I'm going to roll 2d6 and add +1 and see how terrible it goes.
By the way,
Right,
don't
so-
forget anybody who did fail, mark XP on a miss.
I got an 8.
Got an 8. So you can gain 1 scrap
Okay.
or 2 scrap at a cost.
Ooh. Cost. What kind of cost?
I'd say move your debt clock up.
Interesting. Sure. Have my debt up? Who have I got a debt with?
Well, right now, Cartesian Temple seems to be the only person you have on your debt pool.
Oh, so she doesn't like it because I left the apartment. She's caught me gone. Okay, that makes sense. So that gives me 3 scrap. I will actually roll with 3 scrap.
Okay.
So rolling 3d6, and then when I roll scrap, I'm not adding anything else but my scrap, right? When I
That's
mean
correct.
junkware.
And you
So it's
you
just-
also don't have to mark a state when you do that.
Okay. All right. So that gives me, wow. So I add 3, and that gives me a 9.
Okay. Did you? I should have reminded you that you can always mark cybernetics before you roll.
Oh, okay, that's right. Well done. If I can, I will.
And mark your arm because that's what you did last
yeah.
time.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
The multi-tool. It's hidden. That's what makes it handy.
So
No one realizes.
what do you want to do?
So essentially, I think that I probably, it's like I replaced my ear, and I think I could feel like that the disease then started creeping further up my face. So I think it's an eye.
Okay.
Is essentially what I need to replace at this point. So I'm probably going to make a new eye.
So there's that thing where you are in your hospital bay here with the AI helping you. We see you picking through the scrap and things and putting some stuff together and probably 3D printing the case for an eye and kind of jamming shit together to make this. And then you get the device and you surgically remove your eye. And the AI helps. There's the anesthetic that's in there, and we see, it's turned away. We don't get the full gore effect, but we see that it's out. There's a horrible sound that we hear there.
That's mostly the AI does a sort of like sound thing that keeps any sounds from going, like it does the sound dampening.
Yeah.
So everything sounds very quiet when I'm doing this. I judge it mostly by the pressure and the feeling of tugging and then that stopping.
And then you will insert this new eye. What does that eye look like? How like when people look at you, how do they know it's not like just your usual cyber eye?
So I think that one of the things is that actually like it would look pretty good for the most part, except that there's just enough space between the lens and the casing that the light translation that goes on in there can actually like leaks out a little bit. And so they always see like the purple ring around the iris, if that makes any sense. And it looks like like that weird light that is used for measurement. So does that make any sense?
Yeah.
That it's like it's doing the measuring and giving the thing. So, and for me, the world's a little more purple tinged on that side of the world.
More purple. Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know why it's purple. Everything seems more and more purple the more time I spend around Riddle.
It's all Riddle's fault.
It's Riddle blue, but purple is his color. So anyway, I add a piece and then I give it a tag, right?
So yeah,
essentially
if an eye, and then you, because you have 3 holds, so you can add a tag to describe it. You can do that a couple times if you want. If you do it 3 times, then you have to add a negative tag.
Sure.
Are you suffering harm?
I'll choose not to suffer harm and just give it a.
Okay, so two tags and no harm.
Yep.
Okay. Should we bring the group back together, or do you want to do another once around, Gabriel?
I don't know. Is everybody in a position? I've called Riddle to come this way. Is everybody else in a position to be back together, or y'all got fangies?
Yeah. I think there is that bit where when you come back, but do you have friends who've gotten tattoos and they come out like after they've gotten the tattoo and it's still red and they really shouldn't be out with it, and stuff? That's sort of what Heller's eye looks like.
What the hell happened to you?
I had to replace my eye.
Oh, an upgrade?
I think it was more of a lateral movement.
Oh, well, I'm sure it'll look lovely.
Why is it purple?
The interior measurement device uses purple spectrum light.
That was your idea?
That was what I had access to.
Access to.
Did you need an immediate replacement?
Yes.
Heller, my friend, what happened? Are you all right?
He sort of stops and goes, it was on schedule.
I see.
I try to put off making the change. It's better when everything's sort of ready to let go.
I did not realize there was as much mobility to your various parts.
There'll be more as we go on.
I see. Well, I don't wish to intrude. I hope everything went well.
I think it did. I can see you. I can see the things behind you. I can tell about how far they are from you. I think it went pretty well.
Well, seeing me must be a sheer delight. Please come in. Riddle, Marley, you both look rested, and I think that's an improvement.
Yeah, I feel great actually.
Wonderful.
I'm fine. I'm kind of just looking at Heller and looking concerned, like, yeah, I mean, they're being a little bit cagey, so I'm not gonna say anything.
And Riddle, you look fit, and it was nice that you went and saw our old companion. Did you mention to Heller that you had visited him, and he doesn't need to feed it any longer?
Oh yeah, and I'm like 50% sure he's probably not going to sue us.
Why would he sue you?
Did you tell him your name?
What? I mean, we left him with stuff to eat.
And now he's out and about in the wild, expecting a paycheck, I believe.
Well, I'll leave that to you.
I'm not surprised. I did get some information as you were all linked in. I'm not sure if there was interference in the last bit.
Yeah, I think there probably was a little bit of cut off there at the end.
Yeah, what was at the end? Threats?
Yeah. More information, I think, and a good, well, and I will give us when they came clean with us, and this could be an ally. Heller, tell me, you do still have the body, right?
No, you gave the body to your company.
I gave Riddle's body to the company,
which was the intact one. Yeah, that's what he's asked for.
Asked for a body. I don't think I implied how many or what I had. I'm hoping Heller's got the other one that's been stripped.
I've got the corpse that's been stripped of its thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a mess. So you'd be handing him essentially bits and bobs and a junked thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think I could get away with saying that's what we got, but that may not be as helpful if they're going to be an ally. They're wanting one of the doll bots. As you can hear here, they're frightened as well with what's going on.
So can we get the bun back that you gave to the company?
It will not be easy, but possible. Everything's possible.
Have they done anything with it yet?
I have no idea. And I'll tell you, work has been just terrible. And I will sit down and for the next 5 minutes, you'll hear about how horrible my life is.
We all kind of watch. Sort of.
Yeah, sitting there like, I have no idea what you're talking about. What the conflict is here, but I can see you're stressed out about it.
Yeah.
So
it's important that this guy was furrowing his eyebrows. Okay.
And once I
Why do you spend
with,
so much time describing all the cufflinks?
Are they like
they did something. They were sending a message. And after I vent, I said, well, I could try and get the doll bot back.
Has it been used? Is it been looked at even? If it hasn't been looked at, we can just pull a switcheroo with the less intact one.
Or we could probably fix this one up if we needed to.
Yes, I have no idea. I really literally handed it over in hopes that it would, make me look good, because I didn't want it back when we handed it over.
How's that working out for you?
Seems complications keep coming up since we found out an extraplanetary tyrant was hoping to come back and destroy the world.
Wonder if we could take this messed up one.
Gabriel.
Yeah.
You get a ping. It is your mother.
Hello, mother. Excuse me. How are you?
Fine. I just wanted to make sure. So, I don't want you to have expense on yours, but I want you to stop by this particular vintner to pick up some wine when you come tonight. Are you bringing a +1?
Oh, dear God, no. Well, I mean, I think for a moment, like, would I? Yes, in fact, I found a lovely, talented young lady, and perhaps she would like to come.
All right, good. Well, we'll see you this evening then.
I can always back out of that. That's fine. Okay, not the visit. I've got to go to that, but the +1. And my mother and stepfather. As I come back, sorry. Oh, Heller, do you think your sister would like to hobnob with some of the most unpleasant people? Well, my mother's all right, but very stuck-up white folks.
You are muted.
Dobson said, I think you'll have to talk to her.
I'll ask her. It'll be a good meal, and having someone there who's immensely talented would be a lovely distraction.
Okay. Oh, I gave her the headphones for her to listen in.
The headphones.
The augmented
prototype.
ones. Yeah.
How what did she think of it?
Mostly she furrowed her brow and said she was going to have to listen again.
Yes, any resources we need, we can provide that. I'm glad that she is interested. Very glad indeed.
But you know what? We probably should do some prototyping of the effects of listening to some of these ranges and see if there's any we have to rein in.
Absolutely. I have complete faith, and you are the expert. Run whatever tests you need. Let's make sure we're not putting anyone in danger. The liability there would be, oh my goodness.
My sister, yes, I will look.
Yeah, and of course the talent.
Marley, are you sharing anything about what you've been working on? I'm curious, and then I want to check in with a riddle of what they might be throwing onto the table, so to speak.
No, I mean, I don't think
Okay.
it's relevant to them. I mean,
Sure.
it may very well turn out to be, but at this point, I don't think that it's like, yeah. I'm not going to throw yet another thing on on this. They all seem to have plenty to deal
No,
with.
no, I think it's fair. You don't need to mention the murderous psychic that you're trailing.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. And Riddle, do you mention your encounter in the purple room?
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell them that I went by to see Gidji, and despite all expectations, that asshole Dokuchi seems to be on schedule to come by and fix things, and then things should be back on track, and it'll be like I never even screwed up anything precious that Genji owned.
That's wonderful. That's good to hear.
So everything will be back to normal?
Hopefully.
Well, it's nice to have a positive result amongst us, isn't it? Oh,
An unambiguous success. Well done.
Yes, I mean, I'm fingers crossed that Dokuchi still remembers how to turn on a computer.
well, it's just push the button, right?
It's a long, uncomfortable stare of silence.
Yeah, Heller just gets a big grin.
So there was more of that really expensive alcohol, right?
Oh, absolutely. Feel free. Well, I'm glad that things went well for you, Riddle. And you seem to be on the mend.
Things are patched up. Does anybody need help with their things?
Well, if you want to help me run simulations.
I could use help finding out information.
See what I can do.
I will transfer the name of the person I'm looking into. Anything you could find out would be a great help. I intend to put some of my best people on it as well.
Are you going to tell them that you need to keep it quiet, boss?
Yeah, of course, very much a low-key, simple information, nothing traced back.
Yeah, just clean and quiet.
Clean and quiet, like we always do. And I will drink again heavily.
So let's actually resolve this question here right now. I think this is an assess roll for you, Tyler. We're kind of like we're going to kind of meta out to get this information, and I think Riddle can roll help to assist you. Does that seem fair?
That seems excellent.
Okay.
All right. Do you think maybe Harvey time would be a better? I just set people on it and he can help.
Oh yeah, that seems reasonable.
All right. I'm going with Harvey time then.
Okay.
And this is me getting my best people, so I'm using power. I've got my brilliant architect right here willing to add into this. I don't think I have anything left in my cybernetics that can help, so I'm rolling.
Okay.
Well, I'll be darned. I got an 11.
Oh yeah, an 11. Oh yeah, with that. So Riddle's assistance is like makes it awesome. And essentially Riddle, like, what do we see you of your part? We see agents on the street talking to people, picking up information. What do we see? What's the montage of you in this info gathering?
I think basically as those people are going out and information gathering, what they're really doing is every person they stop to, they're like passing on a sort of like digital flyer, sort of like call this number if you think of anything sort of thing, which is releasing like tracer and creeping programs that are then digging further into their contacts and spreading out in webs and bringing back information.
Excellent. Then you will get this, Gabriel. You will end up with 4 capital because you invested 3, and you get.
No, I invested 2.
Oh, so you get 3
All
capital.
I had was 2.
Okay, but you
I
get
get
3
3
now.
Awesome. Riddle, thank you so very much.
It's nice to have something distracting.
So it feels like we've got our scenes kind of set for next time. Getting the body back or doing the body switcheroo to get the body. Dinner at Mama's. Pursuing this demise person. And does that seem like the kind of 3 things that are readily apparent? There's still the big picture stuff. There's still the sort of music stuff, but that seems to be what the big things happening. Does that seem cool? Okay. Let's look at end of session. Let's see. I think for you, Gabriel, it feels like drive and question, like because your mother's stuff there. I think certainly.
Ooh, I didn't think about that. I was definitely thinking question.
Yeah.
But you feel like that hits my
Oh yeah, I
drive
mean
enough
you
for
are going there if only because otherwise that would put you behind the 8 ball.
Mm-hmm. Awesome, thank you.
Yeah. I think we got all 3 of yours, Riddle.
I think so too. I think I want my entanglement now to wrap around Genji and the newly released thing.
Okay.
Being free entity, probably definitely my friend.
Something like Genji is my mentor and I respect him, but he will be absolutely pissed at me if he finds out that I let this thing out into the world.
I mean
or some variation
something
on that.
along those. Seems rather alarmist, but
He'll
yeah,
be
something along those
somewhat
lines.
disappointed. Somewhat disappointed.
Mildly irked.
Marley, feels like driving question for me on your stuff. Does that seem right?
Yeah, that seems right.
Okay. I think we got all 3 for you, Heller. You're muted.
It was crazy. I said, woo, I'll take it. That's
all right.
I said.
That was easy. Should we do Stars and Wishes? Especially other scenes or things we want to follow up on lead wise. Tyler, can I start with you?
Absolutely. Stars. Everybody was really cool. This was neat to see people doing a bunch of different things, and Lord knows there were a bunch of different things. I liked off at the top when we saw people like the interacting with the relations. I like Patrick going to see our guy in the warehouse. Those all were really fun. I also really kind of enjoyed the going to see our target there and them being someone. You played them as surprised we had extra stuff and worried. It was nice for them to not, end up being we're getting you. Having them be scared that something here's going wrong. reading that is sincere, that's cool.
There is always that inclination, especially cyberpunk games, where everybody you beat is an asshole. And I try to kind of stay as much as I can where I can stay away from that. And I thought it was a good scene. I mean, you played it well, so I think you did exactly what you needed to do. Yeah.
And I continue to star. There's a lot of little things in the system that are working well. I'll hit my wishes to say though some other things. A lot of things bring more stuff onto our plates. We keep getting complications. I as a wish, I liked how at the end you said, yeah, let's go ahead and solve this thing here. We keep getting complications. I sort of would like to have focus on things coming, solve a problem, move on, maybe in the next month. I'm very glad we have another month because it feels like we have a lot of neat things going on. So hitting solutions or hitting definite move forwards is sort of a wish.
Yeah. I like the of course the one thing used with that quarterlies thing is it is built so that that's going to be a thing.
Right, but we're also seeing like a lot of moves. If you hit that 7 to 9, it brings in another factor. We're seeing that with other playbooks as well. And
which do you think were kind of took us off from that tonight?
I sort of felt in that area was, well, it felt like as we looked into things, the next question was obscured, so we knew we were going to have to take actions to get to them as well. So in our circle arounds, we would have do a thing, then the next circle around would be dealing with it that often opened up new questions rather than giving a definite answer.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Does that?
Yeah, I'll have to go back and rewatch the thing because I'm not entirely sure.
Marley had a bit of that in the going in there and here's a thing, and that opened up bigger stuff. My stuff obviously did, but that was awful playbook stuff. It just felt like at moments we weren't hitting definites.
So that feels more like a structural thing than a playbook thing, though.
Right. I'm not saying it's fine. I'm saying it was just kind of as we were, our moves. Moves would go into complications that spun off to more complications rather than resolutions.
Okay. I'll definitely have to go back and map the session and see what exactly we're talking about because I'm not sure. But let me go back and look at that.
And my other wish, I love when we deal with our family stuff. I have so much enjoyment when we're kind of all dealing with the brother and the sister and those always feel so much realer and sweeter. So seeing more of those always makes me happy.
Okay.
I love your NPCs.
I enjoy running them. Patrick.
I thought this was a cool session. I liked seeing people getting to like dig in and interact with NPCs and sort of more personal storylines. I especially really like the stuff with Heller's sister. I like her sort of arc as an idea, and I also just dig that whole like weird sonics and this new frontier of music sort of idea. So wish wise, like I would love to find a way to be involved with that, you know, move in and do something with that. I am also looking forward to like with that, the new purple room embodiment out there. I want to interact with them more, and I'm sort of taken with the idea of whether it's through that attached set of moves or some other way, like finding a way to like embody the subconscious elements, give them a more full characteristic in the storyline.
Yeah, I was hoping that would give you some stuff to play with there.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's out there as a soft hard move source, but it's out there for you to play with as much as you want to.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Marley?
Yeah. So stars for like the whole Riddle and not kidnapped guy interaction. Like, yes, of course he's pissed off. But,
the poor guy.
Yeah. So I really like that, and then I also liked like the conversations between Riddle and Gabriel later on about it. It's like, I don't think he's gonna sue us. And I mean, everybody was very much 100%. This is a compliment on their bullshit today. Like all of the characters were just, and stars to Tyler for very much like I feel Gabriel's like stressed about like these things that seem to the characters like, what's he complaining about? That seems fine to me, you know. So huge stars to Tyler, because like you're making you're making this character who seems like at first glance so much better off than any of the other characters sympathetic and like, yeah, you know, yeah, I can see why he's stressed out.
Awesome. Any wishes?
Let's see. I think I've kind of like got plenty of things to do. I just need to do them.
Okay.
And what do I think that's the case for all of us, really.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to say a particular wish when we're all like, I'm gonna grab one of these many threads and follow it for a little while.
Awesome. Heller.
Let's see here. So stars, again, everyone did lots of cool things. So it was fun. It was fun sort of laughing at Gabriel and his hard times, because again, he's so wealthy and he's complaining about his parents, you know, intruding on his schedule and things that seem like they just don't make any sense to us. So he's not starving. He's not like being chased by someone with a knife. He's, you know, okay. But he seemed really stressed about it. So, so that was very good. Riddle's interesting interaction with his subconscious was good. I liked the sort of incredible evasiveness and just wanting it out of, like, away from you as the sort of linchpin of all the reactions. That was very good. It had that visceral feel of something that was disgusting, even though it wasn't a set of things that, you know, were my thing to be disgusted by, if that makes any sense. Marley's swamp background and the sort of things that are going on has gotten richer and like really kind of, I don't know, just like it's gotten richer, and it sort of adds this thing to the cyberpunk city that I didn't expect at all. this sort of idea of the people that are pushed out to the edge and hurting because their places are even further out, yet there's that stuff, but they bring their own danger to the city. So that's really cool, I have to say. And I really enjoyed being able to have those scenes with my sister and with, doing the Catabolist thing without it feeling like it was a drag on the story and those things. I like the pacing of this and that sort of different levels between action, problem solving, and personal scene. Just felt good.
And wishes?
Well, things actually are fitting pretty good together. I think that I will have some time to figure out how Heller goes out.
Okay.
So I'm glad we have another month. So I hope to fill that with all kinds of quiet hints that he's slowly fading.
Okay. Riddle, Marley, don't forget to look at those entanglements for next time about how you want to rewrite those.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I have some slightly more concrete things to go on now.
Okay. I'm going to stop the recording.